going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be ranking the entire Mad Max franchise. So let's get into that. Hi, my name is Leo, and if you guys like talking about movies, TV shows, video game related, or just anything nerdy, you have come to the right place. And like I said, we're going to be talking about the entire Mad Max franchise. So without further ado, let's get into the ranking. But before I get started, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Join the Nerd Talk family. Let me know your ranking of the entire Mad Max franchise in the comment section down below. I love to hear all you guys' thoughts and see all you guys' rankings. See how well you agree with me, or if you don't agree with me. And just remember, this is my opinion on the Mad Max franchise. I don't expect you guys to agree with me wholeheartedly or 100%. So like I said, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know your exact thoughts. And let's get into the ranking. And coming in at my number 5, it is going to be the original Mad Max. Now, I know there's some people out there that definitely agree with me, and there's other people out there that probably hate what I have to say. Not too long ago on my Mad Max review, I had some comments saying that I was an idiot and I had no idea what I was talking about, that I obviously don't understand the movie. And that's fine. If you understand the movie in a higher level than I do, kudos to you. I did not really enjoy it. And let me tell you why. The original movie, I understand the concept. I get what George Miller was trying to do. I think Mel Gibson is a badass character. There's definitely some fun moments in it. There's some high intensity moments, especially towards like the last 30 minutes of the movie, maybe even just like the last 15 minutes of the movie. But overall, I think the movie gets its flaws from having some boring action, some really choppy editing, some really weird characters and dialogue, and it just was a poor executed movie of a great idea. I do think the idea is better than what we actually saw, and it was kind of more like a proof of concept. So the people that did enjoy it, it gave George Miller the reason to continue on and make Road Warrior and stuff like that. But overall, I think the movie has a lot of flaws. There's a decent idea. It's a movie that I don't think I would ever watch again. In retrospect, it's better after watching all the other Mad Max, but it still comes in at my number 5. And coming in at my number 4, it is going to be Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I enjoyed the beginning and the end of this movie. The beginning was really cool, getting into Bartertown and seeing this kind of little society that they made here, with this place being like just a big trade center, and the whole idea of the Thunderdome was pretty interesting. I don't necessarily like the way they executed the Thunderdome, where putting them on bungees and all that kind of stuff, and then especially getting into the whole thing with Master Blaster. Like it was a strange idea, and for being called Thunderdome, there's not much about the Thunderdome actually in the movie itself. And then we get to the middle act where we go on this really weird adventure where Mad Max finds this little kind of group where they just seem like a bunch of kids, and a lot of people call it the Peter Pan era, and they all think that Max is going to be their savior and take them back to salvation and all that kind of stuff. That is such a weird middle act. I like the idea of it, but I think it was very poorly executed, just like the original Mad Max. There's a great idea, just not executed properly. And then when we get to the third act, it just feels like George Miller was like, oh, right, we're making a Mad Max movie. Cars, high octane, explosions, car crashes. So it just has a very weird flow. I do think it's personally more entertaining than the original Mad Max. I think it's edited a lot better. It's a lot more of a smooth movie. But overall, it still has major flaws, and it doesn't feel like a Mad Max movie wholeheartedly. And it comes in at my number 4. And rounding up the top 3, we have Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Yep, the newest kid on the block is right smack down in the middle of this franchise. And this movie was fine. I had fun with it. It was definitely enjoyable. Anya Taylor-Joy was a fun character playing as Furiosa. Chris Hemsworth was a fun character, a little too goofy for my sake. But did we really need to see a prequel about Furiosa? Did I really care enough about this character to get a whole movie about her background? Not really. At least not for me. Not really at all. I don't think this movie really merits its existence. I personally think it actually brings down the enjoyment of Fury Road, because we're getting answers to questions that I never asked, and that honestly don't make Furiosa a better character. I think Furiosa's character is a lot better having a little bit of mystery to her. And while this movie is done very beautifully, there's a lot of great action, a lot of great practical effects, This movie probably has the most amount of CGI and green screens out of all of them. So while it does look crisp in certain areas, it looks very fake in others. So it's an entertaining movie. It's definitely one of the better Mad Max movies. I can definitely see myself rewatching this one a lot. However, it was just man, it was okay. I liked it, not the best. So it comes in at my number three. But coming in at my number two, and that is Mad Max The Road Warrior. I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. This kind of feels like a uh, original version of Fury Road, where we have big, gigantic chase scenes, explosions, crazy car crashes, flamethrowers. A very nice story that I thoroughly enjoyed. Mel Gibson at its best. This was a fun movie. Besides the few imagery that may not work in today's standards and some really weird costume design choices, this movie just has a lot of what I wanted from a Mad Max movie. High octane action fun, practical effects, crazy characters, a decent story. This is just a fun Mad Max movie, something you can turn your brain off, put this on, and have an amazing, great time. It is not one of the best movies of all time, in my opinion, but when it comes to the Mad Max series, this was definitely a pleasant surprise. It just offered a lot to me, and I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed The Road Warrior, especially being my first time ever watching it. I still think most of the movie holds up today, and you can definitely watch this movie at any time and have a fun time with this. So if you've never seen The Road Warrior, it is definitely one of the best Mad Max movies out there. But coming in at my number one, through process of elimination, you can probably already know, Fury Road. This is one of the best movies of all time. It is for sure in my top 100, maybe even in my top 50. What Road Warrior gave us and the entertainment and the high octane action fun, Fury Road gave that times 10, maybe even times 100. Like there's a huge gap between Road Warrior and Fury Road in my opinion, and this just has such great characters. I think Tom Hardy as Max is a very great casting. I think he complements what Mel Gibson did so well in the previous trilogy. I think Charlize Theron as Furiosa is a very fun character, and like I said, I think her being a little bit more mysterious gives her a lot more intrigue than getting the Furiosa background story that we got in this last movie. I think the Immortan Joe storyline and the War Boys are some of the best antagonists we've ever gotten. There's just so much beautiful shots taken, so much amazing action, a great story, great practical effects, great practical sets. There is just so much that this movie has to offer that makes it an absolute blast of a Mad Max story. And I hope we get more movies like this. That is just peak George Miller cinematography, George Miller directing. It's just peak Mad Max. And this is just one of those movies that if you've never seen it, I don't care if you've never seen any of the Mad Max movies, go through on Fury Road. You will not be disappointed. This movie is absolutely amazing, and it comes in at my number one. But let me know what you guys thought about all my thoughts on the Mad Max franchise. Again, let me know your ranking in the comment section down below. And again, if you guys like commenting movies, TV shows, video game related, or just anything nerdy, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.